it's kind of like, you know, when you watch American Idol and you think, what was this person thinking? They actually must be tone deaf because they think they're so damn good, but they're not. And I think sometimes writing is like that. So you have to really find a peer group, you know, in readings and the local scene to find out how your stuff is. And then if you can improve, and then once it is improved, and your peers say, yeah, you should get it published, then you do get it published. And then from there, once you have a few poems published, you can apply for Canada Council grants. And also in certain provinces that have arts. Huh?
Apply for what?
Oh, Canada Council for the arts. They're the national body, and they give grants for emerging writers, poets, short stories, or poetry writers, short story writers, fiction writers, and they have, I think, nonfiction now as well, and also children's writing. They'll have grants to give, and also visual arts. But then I should have also mentioned that every province will have an arts, like Ontario Arts Council is the place to go to then, right? To apply for a writing grant. And it's probably easier getting one from Ontario Arts Council than Canada Council because it's less competition if it's just within your province. Right? But then that's the path to take. Oh, and yeah, and the question about childhood.
You know, your Chinese heritage, you said you had a stepmother.
Yeah.
And she taught you Chinese words.
Yeah, because what happened was when my mom died, because I'm one of 4 siblings, so when my mom died, my dad had, back then it was much of a healthcare system. Maybe it was because my dad was still a new enough immigrant that he couldn't get the help. So he, when she had cancer, she had it for about a year before she died. It was very fast. But he spent all his money trying to take care of her and get her medicines and all that, so that she died anyway. And he was he lost all his money to do that, and then he had a bit of a breakdown. And then he put us in foster homes for 2 years while he got his life back together. So that's why I lost my Chinese in 2.5. And we were in a farm in Airdrie. Anglican family took me and my sister. And then my oldest sister and oldest brother went to a family in South Calgary. So that was like that for 2 years. And then I remember getting back together and thinking, who are these people? They're my brother and sister. Oh, really? You know? So yeah, I mean, so I write about that in here. But once you write about it, I think you free yourself. Because to me, yeah, writing has been my salvation in a way, that I could get over it. Because I think everybody has something. And so the sooner you get over it and continue on with life, the easier it is. Though, of course, that's easy to say, but I'm sure there's it's such an individual struggle for some people who've had a lot put on their plate at a very young age. I don't think mine is as traumatic as others, but it still threw me.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Oh,
yeah, sorry.
Have you ever been to China?
To China, yes. Yes, in 19... Yeah, I went on 2 months after Tiananmen. The Chinese government wanted to reopen tourism as big as it was before, right? So they made sure that none of the tour buses could go to Tiananmen Square. We just passed by. But anyway, I was on a tour just 2 months after Tiananmen, and it was really neat to see the old country.
I think, as Ingrid said, many of us are first-generation Canadians.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good journey to go back to our parents.
Yeah. And then my dad did bring me back to his birthplace. That was really neat. I write about it in here, actually, because we did a ceremony, kind of an ancestral kind of respect ceremony, right where his grandfather's grave was.
And there's one last question. Someone up here?
Like, you're a recognized Canadian poet now. Like, can you comment if your life has changed because of that, or?
No, you know, poetry is a small, in every country, it's a smaller set of readers. It's changed my life in the sense that it's validated just for me that it's a worthy pursuit, but it hasn't really changed me. I mean, it's not for. It hasn't gotten me my Jaguar yet. So it probably never will. and that's okay. I think that, and also writing is the greatest democratic pursuit where everybody speaks. Everybody can stand here and speak about their life. And you know, that's the greatest thing about any kind of self-expression and art, that, you know, you have a valid life, as valid as Bill Gates, right? Poetry says that your experience is just as valuable as his, right? Something like that. So, yeah, it hasn't really changed my life, but it's really validated an outlook that is the ultimate in the practice of democracy that it stands for.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. It's a very sensitive reading, and
Quiet and with a low-key voice.
no, that's quite all right. It's absolutely wonderful having you here. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And there is Noise from the Laundry, which is on sale here from our bookstore. Thank you.
Thanks, Avery.
Thanks, Andrew.